Hello and welcome back to video lecture on R microcontroller and embedded system. In the previous videos, we have started discussing module 3, that is embedded system components. In the previous video, we have discussed the topics a typical embedded system and core of the embedded system. The core of the embedded system consists of general purpose and domain specific processors, under which we have discussed microprocessors, general purpose processors versus application specific instruction set processors, and microcontrollers, the difference between microprocessor and microcontroller, then digital signal processors, RISC and CISC architecture, Harvard and Van Neumann architecture, little endian and big endian processor are controllers, and load store operations and instruction pipelining. In today's video, I would like to discuss the three more types of core of the embedded system. They are application specific integrated circuit ASIC, programmable logic devices PLDs, and commercial off the shelf components COTS. So let us begin with the second type of core of the embedded system, that is application specific integrated circuits. These are the microchips designed to perform a specific function or a unique application. This integrates several functions into a single chip, thereby reduces the system development time. ASIC consumes very small area in the total system, hence reduces design of smaller system with high capabilities or functionalities. These ASICs are profitable for large volume commercial products. Fabrication of ASICs requires a non-refundable initial investment, that is for the process technology and configuration expenses. This investment is known as non-recurring engineering charge, and it is a one-time investment. This non-recurring engineering charge is borne by a third party, and the application specific integrated circuit is referred to as a application specific standard product, that is ASSP. ADE 7760 energy meter ASIC, developed by the Analog Devices for the energy metering applications, is a typical example of this application specific standard product. Then we'll move on to the next topic called as programmable logic devices, abbreviated as a PLD. These logic devices provide specific functions including device to device interfacing, data communication, signal processing, data display, timing and control operations. These PLDs can be classified into two broad categories. One is fixed and another one is the programmable. The circuits in a fixed logic device are permanent. They perform one function or set of functions. Once they are manufactured, they cannot be changed. It means that for function which it is designed, it cannot be used for another function. Hence they are called as a permanent. Then PLDs offer customers a wide range of logic capacity, features, speed and voltage characteristics. And these devices can be reconfigured to perform any number of functions at any time. It means that for one application, you can program it for that. For another application, you can reprogram it for that function. Like that, for any program, you can reprogram it. That's why it is not a permanent. With PLDs, designers use inexpensive software tools to quickly develop, simulate and test their designs. Design can be quickly programmed into a device and immediately tested in a live circuit. For example, a network router, a DSL modem, a DVD player or an automotive navigation system. Here we are having two types of PLDs. One is the FPGA, that is field programmable gate array, and second one is the CPLDs, that is complex programmable logic devices. Of the two, FPGAs offer the highest amount of logic density. It offers most features and gives the highest performance. Example, Xilinx Vertex, which is having 8 million system gates in it. That's why it is called as the highest amount of logic density. It offers other features such as built-in hardwired processors, substantial amounts of memory, clock management system, also supports very fast device-to-device signaling technologies. FPGAs are used in wide variety of applications ranging from data processing and storage to instrumentation, telecommunications, and digital signal processing. CPLDs, on the other hand, offer much smaller amounts of logic density, that is up to about 10,000 gates, offer very predictable timing characteristics, and they are ideal for critical control application. Xilinx Cool Runner is a typical example for the CPLDs. And CPLDs requires extremely low amounts of power and they are very inexpensive. Hence, they are ideal for the cost-sensitive, battery-operated, portable applications such as mobile phones and digital handheld assistants. Let us see the advantages of PLD over the fixed logic devices. PLDs offer customers much more flexibility, that is during the design cycle. PLDs do not require long lead times for prototypes and production parts. It means that in the manufacture of prototypes for the PLDs, we do not require larger time. It can be done in a small amount of time. PLDs do not require customers to pay for the large NRE costs and purchase expensive mask sets. PLDs also allow customers to order just the number of parts they need when they need them, allowing them to control inventory. PLDs can be reprogrammed even after a piece of equipment is shipped to a customer. The ability to add new features or upgrade products that already are in the field. Then the next topic is commercial off-the-shelf components, that is COTs, COTS. COTS product is one which is used as is, and they are designed to provide easy integration and interoperability with existing system components. They are developed maybe around a general purpose processor or a domain specific processor or application specific integrated circuit or a PLD. Example, remote controlled toy car control units including the RF circuitry part, high performance, high frequency microwave electronics that is operating with 2 to 200 gigahertz, high bandwidth analog to digital converters, devices and components for operation at very high temperatures, electro-optic IR imaging arrays, UV-R IR detectors, etc. Advantages of COTS: these are readily available in the market, these are cheap, and developer can cut down his or her development time to a great extent. Due to this, it reduces the time to the market. TCP or IP plugin model available from the various manufacturers like Vidgenet, Handrun, ViewTool are a very good examples of COTS. Look at the figure, that is a typical example of COTS. Disadvantages of COTS: no operational or manufacturing standard. Vendor or manufacturer may discontinue production of a particular COTS products. The remaining topics I will cover in the next video. Thank you.